Hi, everybody. I'm TC from Teamsters Talk, and I'm joined here today with our brother Adam Ochoa, my fellow co-creator of this show, of the podcast, also a good friend, colleague, and just an all-around good person. He's got an announcement for us today, so I would like to introduce him at a deeper level than you guys have heard me talk about him before, and that is in light of leadership. First of all, I study a guy named Jocko Willink, and he's a former Navy SEAL, and he's a leadership strategist. He has several successful businesses, one of which teaches companies about how to implement good leadership. And Jocko Willink says that leadership is all about the team. When you put the team first, you listen to the team, you communicate with the team well. You're always putting the team first and holding yourself to a higher standard. Teamsters is no different than any other team. In fact, the word team is in the name. We are a team. And leadership has to put the team first. Adam has continued to show his ability to be a good leader and to always put the team first. One way is just the podcast that we created together in order to better educate the members that surround us. We care about our friends, our colleagues, and their families. It's been a fun and really good and passionate journey for us. But the journey does not end there. We're always looking for more ways to help, more ways to serve the members. And Adam himself, I've known Adam a long, long time. We've been friends a long, long time. And he is a student of leadership. He never stops learning. He never believes that he's the perfect leader. He always knows he has something to learn, and he continues to strive to that. He always puts people first. People, fellow members. I hear countless stories from other people about issues they've had. They go to him for help. He points them in the right direction. He shares the contract with them, the exact language, tirelessly gets them the paperwork they need, on and on and on. So I am hopeful to what we're about to hear tonight, and I'm excited. And he's an inspiration to me. And if I could be half the leader he is, then I would do well in my life. So all of that being said, I'm going to hand the mic over to him. Adam, thank you for coming on tonight and sharing your announcement.
Tom, thank you for the introduction. And God, I don't know what to say to that, but welcome everybody. And once again, thank you for joining this podcast. It has been a pleasure to do this with Tom, to just bring information to our members. It started out sort of as a contract update and situations at UPS, but it's turned into much more, and it's blossomed into a 948 information site that is, continuing to grow. So, Tom, once again, thank you for working on this project with me. We can't thank all of you enough for your subscribing, watching, your comments, your input. You inspire us all the time with your comments, either on the channel or in person. And that has driven us, both of us, to continue this show and to help our fellow brothers and sisters in this great union that we call the Teamsters. So moving forward, for those of you who don't know me, I'm a 29-year Teamster, a shop steward of 14 years, a union officer of 9 years. I have had the great pleasure of representing my brothers and sisters at every level in the union, from negotiating contracts to business agent work, to member involvement, you name it. So it's important to me, and I wanted to make this announcement tonight on Teamster Talk podcast as a new beginning. And for those of you who don't know, in a little over a month, your union, Teamsters Local 948, will be having its officers election. And that election will decide who is going to be your representatives for the next 3 years, starting January 1st. This is your chance. And remember, the union officials are elected officials by the members. And this is your chance to speak to what you want in representation. So tonight, here on the podcast, I am announcing that I, along with an amazing group of leaders, are running for the position to represent you for Local 948 on behalf of the Adam Ochoa, Bertha Puga Slate. What is our commitment to you? Number one is strong, aggressive representation. The representation of the local has to be for the members. The companies are always going to do what's best for them. It is your union's job to do what is in the best interest of the members under the contract. There can be no wavering of that strength. There can be no, trying to be friends with them. And it's not that we're looking to be enemies. It's that we're looking to make sure that our members come first. It has to be that way. That's the way I've always done that. And as we get in more into my running mates and this amazing group that we've come together, you'll see more of that in the coming weeks. Another thing we are dedicated to is strong education and communications with the members, not just on basic issues, but things that affect you every day. Your contract, issues at the plant, those communications via social media, printed media, meetings have to happen. We are going to bring back the shop steward training twice a year. Previously the shop steward training was twice a year for almost 9 years. That has to come back. Your shop stewards, they are in that plant with you. They know that plant like you do better than anyone. And when they're trained and able to handle those issues on the spot, it is amazing what we can do as a union. And that was where I thought we made some of the biggest gains before. That will be next level training. We have seminars lined up for them and training lined up that's going to be even better than it was before. A copy of all grievances will be made available to the member immediately. We'll either send it via email, via text, or in writing, but there's no reason for the member to not have a copy of their grievance. There are so many methods now electronically that we can give you that copy. In my previous time with the local, I installed a grievance system that literally does that. So that needs to be utilized to the full advantage of the members. Members will receive regular updates on their grievances. Instead of having to call and wonder or sit and wonder where your grievance is at, every time it moves to the next level or there's a discussion with the company, that will be made aware to you that, hey, a meeting has happened, here's where we're at, and there will be regular updates on all grievances to the members. We will also bring back parking lot meetings at all the plants. We'll have a regular meeting outside the facility before members go to work. We'll make those relative to, and sometimes they'll be really frequent depending on issues that are going on. Sometimes they'll be on a monthly or bi-monthly basis. But we realize that all members can't always make it to the monthly membership meeting, especially those on second shift. It's pretty much impossible. First shift, sometimes they're barely getting off. We will have more meetings specific to your plant in the parking lots before and after shifts that your business agent will be available for questions and just general information. With that, and those are just some of the commitments that we have. We'll get into more later in the upcoming weeks. But on the slate running with me will be the following. I will be running as the principal officer and the secretary treasurer. For those of you who already know me, you're familiar with what that means. I've already talked about my qualifications. As president, we will have 36-year member Bertha Puga from Del Monte. Bertha has a passion like I've never seen before. She cares about people at the deepest level. She wants what's best for them, regardless of what it takes. She's always going to, choose the harder right over the easy wrong. And I can't wait for the members to have her representing them, to co-lead this local with me, to change the climate to a more member-driven climate. And she is dedicated to that like no other. As our vice president, we'll have Anna Acosta, a 22-year member at Del Monte, a former board member, former shop steward. Anna has no problem standing up for her brothers and sisters and doing what's right. And we're looking real forward to having her back into a leadership position where we can take full advantage of that. A new and upcoming leader in our organization is Jonathan Gayton, as we're running as our recording secretary. Our union has to continue to bring that new blood, that next generation into the fold. Jonathan is hungry. He's aggressively helping his co-workers. He is just that next group that when I'm gone, Tom's gone, those of us who have been around for a while, if we don't leave the next generation better off than when we came, we would be failing. And Jonathan is that, looking to that next generation of leaders. For trustee, we have Anna Luna from ConAgra. Anna is a member of ConAgra working in the lab and has developed in a short time a reputation with her coworkers with a no-nonsense approach. She's not going to allow her coworkers to be bullied by management. She's going to defend the contract to the utmost, and we look forward to that, her aggressive style on the board too, and leading and driving those policies that will affect our members on a daily basis. Next, we have as trustee is Sheila Randall, a 36-year member at Del Monte, a former shop steward. Sheila, to a man, is known to her coworkers as a person who knows the contract. In fact, I would challenge any member of management to go step for step with her on her knowledge, and she will be a valuable asset on the board and in the plants. On the board, she will help us to drive policy and education with that knowledge. And last is from Del Monte is Diana Mendoza. Diana has been a longtime member at Del Monte who worked in just about every level of the operation, currently a sanitation crew leader. She, another no-nonsense Teamster that will stand up for what's right, regardless if the company likes it or not. The theme for this group is members first, strong representation, strong aggressive representation. And we really hope that you will see that in the coming weeks as we get out there and meet you more. You'll see more of stuff like this on social media. We will be reaching out in every way. This is your chance as members to reclaim your local. Remember and never forget that this union belongs to you, not the officials. It doesn't belong to me or anybody else. It belongs to you. So don't lose faith. I know sometimes in the process we think my vote doesn't count. Your vote counts more than it ever has. COVID and all the members of Local 948 were basically deemed essential workers. All of us worked through the pandemic. And not only did we work through the pandemic, we brought record profits to almost every one of these employers. Yet the contracts that have come out during them, yes, we've gotten a little bit more money in some cases, but on the flip side, we've given concessions to get those. So they're not necessarily gains. We as a union have never had more leverage. Our members have never been in a better position to get the strongest contract ever with no concessions. But that time is weaning, right? That we are slowly coming into a recession that will start to negate some of that leverage. But this is our chance to strike. This is our chance to turn this local back into a direction that the people coming after us will say they're the ones that made a difference. They're the ones that brought in the leadership that made a change. And this is the chance for all of us to take advantage of that and get out and vote. So with that, don't forget, August 19th, we ask for your support. We ask for you to vote for the Adam Ochoa Bertha Puga slate. Now is the time to reclaim your local.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you. That is exciting news, and I am grateful to you and to the members of your slate for putting yourselves out there and being willing to work for all of us members. I look forward to seeing what can come, and I put my full effort and support behind the Adam Ochoa and Bertha Puga slate. He has my full recommendation to everyone who would hear this. So please consider the future and put your vote in. Thank you.
Thank you.